On September 18, 2022, a new user named Teapot Uber Hacker appeared on the GTA forums. Within minutes, they dropped a link containing over 90 files of raw, unreleased gameplay footage from Grand Theft Auto 6. The files spread across social media in hours. Gaming news outlets and financial analysts scrambled to figure out what they were looking at, desperately trying to verify if the footage was authentic or an elaborate fake. The answer arrived a day later. Rockstar Games confirmed the leak was real, and their parent company, Take-Two Interactive, filed a formal notice of a net leak. It was an absolute breach of the most heavily guarded secret in the entertainment industry, and investigators soon realized they were tracking a single teenager. Rockstar Games is notorious for operating in near total silence. For over a decade, they have cultivated a culture of strict secrecy around their unannounced projects. Their development pipeline is secured by massive corporate firewalls, aggressive non-disclosure agreements, and deeply compartmentalized teams. Often, employees working on one part of a game have no idea what the rest of the project looks like. This digital infrastructure is built to protect intellectual property, representing billions of dollars in investments and years of continuous labor. But the breach that exposed Grand Theft Auto 6 did not require overwhelming computing power or a complex software exploit. It happened because the system placed inherent trust in the humans using it. The hacker was a 17-year-old boy named Arian Kurtaj, and when he accessed Rockstar's internal network, he was operating under extreme physical constraints. Arian Kurtaj was already on active police bail for a string of high-profile cyber attacks against companies like Nvidia and Uber. Because of this, authorities had completely confiscated his primary laptop. He was placed in a travelodge under police supervision to keep him offline while awaiting trial. He seemingly had no tools at his disposal, yet Kurtaj built a makeshift hacking rig using the only electronics left to him: a borrowed smartphone, the hotel television, and an Amazon Fire Stick. Using social engineering, he impersonated an IT worker on Slack and tricked an employee into handing over their login credentials. Bypassing the firewall, he downloaded the footage and posted an extortion threat, demanding contact within 24 hours or he would release the game's source code. Millions of dollars spent on advanced cybersecurity protocols were entirely circumvented by cheap retail electronics and a few well-placed text messages. Inside Rockstar, the response was frantic. Engineers began auditing every internal system the intruder had touched, scrambling to secure their network while the extortion clock ticked down. The breach escalated immediately. The City of London Police, working alongside the FBI, launched an international investigation to locate the source of the hack. But as investigators followed the digital breadcrumbs and analyzed the IP logs, the trail led them to a startling realization. The coordinates pointed directly to a suspect they already had under active surveillance. Police immediately raided the Travelodge hotel room in Bicester. Inside, authorities discovered Kurtaj with his Fire Stick and smartphone setup actively running. The very system meant to contain him, police supervision and the confiscation of his specialized hardware, created the exact blind spot that allowed him to strike entirely unseen. By the time the case reached Southwark Crown Court in 2023, the full scope of the hacking spree was laid bare before a judge. But the proceedings faced a complex legal reality. Medical professionals diagnosed Kurtaj with severe autism and deemed him medically unfit to stand a traditional criminal trial. This ruling shifted the jury's mandate entirely. Instead of determining criminal guilt, they were asked solely to assess factual liability, whether or not he physically committed the hacks. During the hearings, Rockstar Games delivered a devastating testimony. They revealed that recovering from the breach cost the company $5 million and required thousands of hours of staff time to patch their compromised systems. At the climax of the sentencing, the judge ordered Kurtaj to be held indefinitely in a secure psychiatric hospital, where he will remain until doctors deem him no longer a risk to the public. The traditional legal framework struggled to process a scenario like this, trying to categorize and contain an individual who was simultaneously a massive security threat and deeply vulnerable. In the corporate aftermath, Take-Two Interactive's leadership made public assurances that the leak would not delay development or severely impact their long-term business strategy. That corporate stance contrasted sharply with the emotional toll felt by the developers on the ground. Staff expressed deep frustration at having years of unfinished, unpolished work suddenly exposed to the world without context. The breach also forced a massive pivot in Rockstar's carefully guarded marketing plans. The early leak of protagonists like Lucia and the return to Vice City meant the company had to acknowledge those details far earlier than scheduled. Across the rest of the industry, the event triggered internal security audits, as other major video game publishers hurried to review remote access controls. It proved a stark reality about the modern internet. No digital fortress, regardless of how much money protects it, is safe if someone armed with nothing but a hotel television can dismantle it by simply asking the right person for the password.